I like what you said though about the every lift will have a shelf. Like you're not going to be doing 300 plus pound dumbbells of it. Like it's not just going to keep going up
Have you seen
linearly.
anybody doing laterals with like clean laterals with like 70-pound dumbbells at all? Or
No.
60, 50? Like usually it's like, okay, maybe up to 40, 50. 50 is like even pushing it for a lot of people. Like I've been doing laterals, like when I have done laterals consistently, like in the neighborhood of like 20 to 35 pounds.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And so that's interesting because people, well, I'm sure there's a camp of people who are like, well, if the weight isn't going up and, progressively, then maybe I'm not building muscle. What do you have to say about that? Like, because some of your lifts are actually not like you mentioned, where you've had scenarios where I'm sure you were doing more with your dumbbell presses. Like I'm sure you've tapped into the hundreds, but then I see clips previous years. Well, even just last year, I think you're not doing them right now from your Instagram because I follow you on Instagram, of course, and you're doing like 80, maybe 90-pound dumbbells, depending on the whether it's an incline or flat. So yeah, what do you
Mhm.
have to say about that though? Because I think that'll be helpful.
I think like we go back to high school when I was probably the strongest bench press I ever had. I did 330 at 165. This was like senior year in high school. I've never touched that weight ever again. I've not like, and when I have bench pressed over the years, I think the heaviest I got into was like maybe the high twos for reps, but nothing close to what I was doing in high school. But yet my physique is obviously bigger, like far bigger now than it was in high school. Chest, shoulders, arms, all that. So it's volume over time. So if you were to, I'm not a numbers guy, and I've learned to be not a numbers guy, right? So if you think about the muscle itself, it has no clue what the numbers are, knows effort. So if you remove the numbers from the barbells and you said, and I said, all right, Kenny, I need you to lift this as many times as you can, and let's go either to failure or really close to it. And we do this for the next 5 years. You're going to you're going to get that stimulus every time. So you're going to see progress. But I mean, again, everything has a shelf life, right? So yeah, I could almost guarantee you I haven't put on any muscle probably in the last 5, 6, 7 years, probably, if I'm being a realist. But but I mean, there's other things to take into consideration when we're talking like bodybuilding, right? Like holding on to muscle, like that's a skill in itself. Like training while you're in a deficit is another skill in itself. So yes, I do believe you have to be progressive over time. Like you have to do like more load, you have to do more volume. I don't know about set volume because now we're talking like someone who's been training for 20 years. How many sets are we talking now? Like that's not realistic. But yeah, I mean, the biggest that I've been, like where my physique has been its best as far as size, the conditioning, everything was in 2014. And prior to that, that was where I was at my most strongest. Now, what I see, this is just arbitrary, maybe, I don't know. But when I look around on the internet and I see some of the elite natural bodybuilders, they're all pretty damn strong. They're all pretty strong. Yeah, I mean, there's other aspects, as far as the volume and all that. But I mean, you could probably ask, the top 10 guys, and look at their training, and I'm sure they're like pretty darn strong overall. And they also have probably a lot of years under their belt. So there's something in this to be said about like lifting heavy things for a long period of time
Right. Right.
safely.
People are switching their exercise a little too much. That was the thing that was a trend for a while, right? Where you
That,
go in and every workout's something different because of all the options you have.
well, especially if you're not skilled, because if you're not skilled, like you're not even good at a movement and change it out. Now you're starting something else. You're not good at that. It's probably even worse because it's your first time doing it.